what advices would you give to someone who is going to launch his idea to create his business?
Well, this is my fourth one, and
Yeah.
you just have to just do it. It's hard to sometimes pull the trigger, and I know. I mean, even though I've done four, it's kind of felt like pulling teeth every single time I've done one, where it's like you put it off and you put it off, and then you finally do it, and it's hard. I mean, it's hard to take that step. It's hard to commit to something. I think
Hmm.
that if sometimes it was. I mean, for me. When I started Gizmodo, it was easy because I had been laid off from my job and I didn't have any other work. No one would hire me. And so the fact that no one would give me a job meant that I had to create my own. So
Hmm.
I think that, a recession like the one that we're in is, it actually is something that gives a lot of people the push that they need to do their own thing because you really have a lot less to lose. So I think that's always important. But the other thing I think is that it is easier to start something on the side than it used to be. And I think that if you're a programmer or even if you're just a writer, you can do something, set something up relatively easily and do it on the side, do it, on the weekends, whenever you have time, do it at your other job, which a lot of people do. So I think that the key thing is just to do it. And my other advice would be, because a lot of people are like, well, how am I going to get big? How am I going to get attention? Things like
Hmm.
that. And I actually say, take advantage, like actually enjoy your obscurity while you can. Because when I look back, I really like that, I had that first 6 months at Gizmodo to kind of figure things out before it started to really take off. Because it gave me a chance to figure out what I was doing. And you
Hmm.
never get it right the first time. And if you have the luxury of obscurity, you can, experiment, see what works for you, see what you like, and then kind of move on from there. If you're writing if you're trying to get on TechCrunch the first day, you don't have, you basically get people looking at your product, immediately, and you don't have that luxury. I mean, I don't have that luxury anymore, because that anything Ryan and I was going to do was going to get attention,
Hmm. Hmm.
which is great, but at the same time, like, given how every product I've ever done has evolved over time, it's nice to have you know that luxury of being able to work on it and improve it without people like watching over you. um, so I mean, right now we're working on the next version of Gadget, which I'm really excited about, and it'll be out
Hmm.
next year. But it's something that we had to launch, we had to do it,
Hmm.
see what worked, and then iterate. And I think that I think people have to understand that that's the process, that you very rarely get it right on their first try. I've never known I don't think I've known any startup that got it right on the first try. People think about like the biggest things that are out there, Twitter, Google, Facebook, they all evolved and had to change a lot to get to where they were. And I think that you have to be prepared to do that as well.
Yeah, very good advice. So just do it and then iterate, gathering feedback and try to improve the model, the project, the
Yep.
product to and then start to perhaps go on bigger website to be known. But
Yeah, no, it's exactly. It's you have to take advantage of it. People look at it as a negative, but I actually think it's a real positive to have that time. And I think you also have to be willing to change. I think sometimes people think that the way it works is you have this brilliant idea and it's perfect, and then you put it out there, and it's like you you often have a good idea and then you'll see what's really wrong about it and then you have to change. And every company I've ever done has been like that, where people look back and like, oh, Engadget, so successful. It's like, well, it took a lot of work and we had to change a lot of things about what we thought
mhm.
doing, especially Gizmodo. I mean, Gizmodo really evolved a lot, especially in terms of business model, over time. And so it's one of those things where I think people have to kind of give themselves that space to make mistakes.